Out towards Chloe Rolly, wonderful step from the Scotland international, gliding away, running away, sprinting away, stunning score!
Lewis on the wraparound. This might work out for Thompson. They're going to put a little bit more on it, and then they're over.
Large on the ball, lovely flighted pass, Tatiana Hurd with a straight line, streaking towards the try line in the opening minute. She spills away, dives over the line, wonderful fly from Tatiana Hurd.
Megan Gunnar puts the afterburners on. Shodin Harris, 2-on-1 is Lydia Thompson. Oh no, you're not going to catch Lydia Thompson from there. Scott, oh, it's intercepted by Emily Scarrett. They won't catch Emily Scarrett from there. The long legs just eating up the ground. Oh, Chloe Rowley's making her way back, but she won't catch her. Emily Scarrett has been on fire.
Carson again, she's having an absolute stormer of a second half. The Canadian international still going, gets the offload out. Lottie Clark bursts away from the tackles, gives it off. Carson again, looks around the outside, Packer for the hat-trick. What a score from Saracens. What a comeback.
Someone ride with me. Oh my girls with me. Ride with me.
Turnover by Malloy. And McDonald sets off. Claudia McDonald. Mack is back and in fine style. Oh, it's a fine strike. Marston controlling brilliantly. Now Bristol Pack going forward. It's a penalty try. Oh, now there's a gap. Burgess. Hello and a very warm and sunny welcome to Twyford Avenue, the home of Wasps Ladies FC for this round 7 Allianz Premier 15s game against Loughborough Lightning. I'm Johnny Hammond, delighted to say that Kat Merchant is alongside again. Kat, we've got fans back. How exciting is that?
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, it's what you play in rugby for. People there creating the atmosphere, and when they're scoring tries, it's going to lift it a little bit more, so it's great to see it back.
Yeah, unfortunately, a couple of the games have fallen foul to the global pandemic. The Saracens game, the DMP against Sale game, was always going to happen, but contingency plans in place and some sensible stuff when they put the season together.
Yeah, they obviously had it in mind. They wanted to get back playing rugby as soon as possible, and then so to having the spare weekend so games can be postponed. So it means, I mean, we're not up there in the snow. It means we're here in the sun, so it's good for us. But
yeah,
yeah.
And this game today was against Loughborough Lightning, 3rd and 4th, only 4 points separate them in the table. Wasps have got all their injuries back, or most of them back, a load of international players back as well. What are you expecting from Wasps today? We know all about their devastating backline.
Yeah, it's about their backline, and I think Meg Jones just runs it so well. She gets that ball wide. They've got the pacey back three. You've got Claudia McDonald at 9 calling the shots. So I think just as a backline, they're really dangerous. But their pack, I think, have been getting better week and week. With the additions of Roe Burnfield, players like that, Malloy back, we can really see them starting to make the difference in the breakdown area.
So the key for them is getting some parity, getting some ball for that devastating backline, presumably today then.
Yeah, I think so. Get the forwards getting those turnover work that they're so good at, and just letting them have the ball, nice quick ball. Yeah,
Claire Malloy is a dervish on the ground, isn't she? Loughborough Lightning then, no Sarah Hunter still, but they seem to be just building really, really slowly and nicely as the season goes on, but a real proper test for them today.
Yeah, and again, their backline's really exciting as well. When you've got Roland, Nelson, and Scarrett in a backline, I mean that's excellent. And they've got pace, but I think they're very clinical. They're very steady, and they build on their performances. They're a very smart team, and that's good to see as well. So I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup. I think as well, the battle of the tens, I think, is going to happen today.
Nice. Well, let's have a look at the table coming into this round 7. Of course, Harlequins and Saracens lead the way on the maximum 30 points. You've got Loughborough just tucked in behind. As we've already mentioned, Wasps just 4 points behind there. Sale with their first ever win. Exeter with a win as well. DMP yet to get off the mark. So, an interesting weekend in terms of the fixtures. Let's have a look at those fixtures. Already mentioned those 2 games that have fallen foul. So only 3 games left. Our early game here on Saturday, and then Quins against Bristol as well on Sunday with fans again at Six Ways. Gloucester against Worcester Warriors. Yeah, Gloucester Hartbury travelling up to Worcester in that local derby. Well, a little earlier on, I caught up with the 2 head people in terms of the Wasps and Loughborough Lightning. Reece Edwards, the head coach of Loughborough Lightning, and Giselle Mather, the director of rugby at Wasps. Giselle, last time we covered you a couple of weeks ago, only had 21 fit players. Got a lot more players back now. Who particularly are you looking forward to seeing play today?
I don't know that it was just 21 fit. It was because we had all our international players away and on England duty. So we obviously have them all back now, and they played last weekend as well. So we've actually got some continuity from that, which is fantastic. Both sides have amazing backs out this time. There's a lot of red roses on show in both sides. A lot of power, a lot of pace across both teams. I think it's going to be a fantastic game of rugby.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Really looking forward to it. Where exactly do you need to win the game today, Giselle? What areas do you specifically need to get right?
I think the breakdown's going to be a critical one, as to the little momentum shifts that you can get when you hit the breakdowns well. That was a work on that we took from Exeter last week. Exeter played that area very, very well and nudged us, I think, slightly on that. So we've worked very hard on that this week, ready for this weekend. So that's a really, really important area, and the ability to access width when it's on.
Obviously the aim is to get to those playoffs come the end of the season. Loughborough 3rd, you're 4th in the table. How important is it to even get those psychological wins over the team during the league campaign?
I think the big thing for us is that we've obviously not beaten Loughborough for a little while, and we've worked unbelievably hard on the journey that we are this season. We think we have got an opportunity to be real contenders, to be in the mix at the end, and today is an opportunity for the team to take that step of beating teams that perhaps we haven't done in the recent past.
Great stuff. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Well, unfortunately, Reece Evans, the Loughborough Lightning head coach, too intently warming up with his side to come and have a chat with us. But very clever in the way that he is introducing young, inexperienced players into his 23s over the last few weeks. This is how they line up today, with the likes of Emily Scarrett and Helen Nelson. It's a formidable midfield with the ever-emerging Helena Rowland at 10, of course. Her heroics with the Red Rose is certainly one that Simon Middleton, who I've just seen arrive here at Twyford Avenue, will be looking at closely. New scrum half insider in the form of Megan Davey. England's Natasha Harper gets the starting berth after impressing off the bench last week. There's plenty of Canadians around her in Menin, Holcomb, De Groot and Svoboda, all athletic and physical like Captain Rachel Malcolm. Moena Talling continues at 8 with still no Sarah Hunter. Well, for Wasps, a slight reshuffle for Giselle Mather's side, and 3 players come in, 5 changes in all. Cleena Maloney returns from Island Camp to join Muir and Craik in that front row. Craik has played in all 3 rows now this season. Like Maloney, Cooney returns in the row with Roe Burnfield. Great looking back row as well, with the youngster Kabaya, Irish legend Claire Malloy and Miller Mills. This backline that has been scoring tries for fun welcomes Wilson Hardy into the 13 shirt for the first start of the season. Williams joins Dow and Kildunn in that back 3. And McDonald's and Jones will orchestrate matters from half-back. Onto the 2 benches. Sarah Mickleton, double centurion, lies in wait Also internationals Gemma Rowland and Celia Quanza. For Lightning, Ella Wyris has had a really good start to the season, but she has to be content with a spot on the pine today, as does former Waspie Lizzie Goulden. Well, Cat Merchant, it's a fabulous day here today, and does that slightly play into the Wasps' hands, that the fact that dry conditions, the ball will stick a little bit more? We've just seen them warming up and been warming up for a long while without devastating battling. Does it slightly play into their hands?
I think it plays into both sides' hands, really, because they've both got good kickers. They've both got width, they've got pace out wide that they look to use. So hopefully it means we're going to see some free-flowing rugby and the ball getting nice and wide.
Yeah, absolutely. The Loughborough Lightning have had the best of Wasps over the last few years in terms of this fixture. They played 5 times now, and Loughborough winning 4 of those. The last Wasps win was back in 2017. What do Loughborough need to do today to carry that run on, Kat?
I think I know it sounds cliche, but stick to doing what they have been doing and just building on their performances, because they do have an all-round package. You know, they've got a strong pack, got a good back line. We know what Scarrett can do and how devastating she can be. So I think if they just get the runs off of her, some line breaks, looking to offload and play that attacking style of rugby they're so good at.
Well, of course, in the last round, wins for both these sides. Wasps a hard-fought 24-14 victory away at the Exeter Chiefs. Yeah, a much harder game than Loughborough would have had. 57-3 against DMP, and sad that DMP Sharks game has been postponed today. Would have been quite fun up the north and spread the love of these live streamings up there. Does that again help Wasps a little bit more battle hardened against a more competitive side?
Yeah, Wasps will be more switched on because Exeter, it was a close result. And, you know, we know that Wasps have a fantastic line speed, which Loughborough might not quite have been used to last week. So I think that will test them, and it will go in Wasps' favour slightly leading into this. But I think, you know, both teams are quality teams, so they'll be able to just adapt quite quickly into it. But, yeah, we're going to see a battle straight away in the first 10, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they started slowly. That postponed game against Bristol Bears was moved further down the line. That rusty start against Harlequins, and then some impressive results against Worcester, Bristol, Durham as well. That loss to Saracens, which they could have won in the end, is an incredible second half performance. I guess they want to be starting like that from the off today, rather than starting at half time.
Yeah, no what ifs. They've just got to go out straight away and attack it with that winning mentality, and so then that carries through. Because you know, a half isn't good enough. Like, to show your performance, it's got to be for the whole thing.
Yeah, and Loughborough, as you say, just slowly building, and that's I had a couple of conversations with Rhys Edwards, the head coach, and just saying that slowly building. You don't win it come December and January. You win it at those playoffs at the back end of the season. They're nicely tucked in behind Harlequins and Saracens, of course. Those 3 wins to start the campaign against Sale and Gloucester Hartpury and Bristol. Then that loss to Harlequins, although they came out very, very strongly in that final quarter. Emily Scarrett had the devil in her eyes for a couple of tries that day, and Rona Lloyd as well. They'll be dangerous players again today. Wasps will know that. And then the last 2 victories against Worcester Warriors and DMP Durham Sharks. Yeah, some free-flowing rugby for Loughborough Lightning. As we mentioned already, that midfield is really, really impressive, isn't it? For me, that's one of part of the Loughborough Lightning side I'm really looking forward to seeing today. Helena Rowland, Helen Nelson and Emily Scout will possibly have a huge say on whether this side wins or loses today.
Yeah, I think they will. The skill level, but also in their defence. They're all 3 of them solid defenders. Nothing kind of comes through them. So that's going to, you know, really test Wasps to have to try and work out ways to get around, because that just midfield is, brutal. And, it's going to be a tough challenge for Wasps to try and work out.
Well, Loughborough coming onto the field as Wasps join us now. Kate Older just laying down the last instructions to her side. What a leader she is, Kate Older. Her performances hardly ever dip at all. Superb competitor, superb servant to this club and to rugby itself. Now, of course, both sides will just mark rugby against racism. The formalities are over. Referee today, Joe James. Neil Sweeney and Michael Woods supporting him on the touchlines. Rachel Malcolm, tough competitor she is. She is just laying down the law, just taking the sting out of being away from home. See what I've done there, Kat?
Yeah, got it. I liked
Brilliant.
it.
Thank you. But I'm buzzing. Stop now. Stop now. Here we go then. Loughborough Lightning here at Wasps. Wasps back at home after a couple of away fixtures. And it will be Helena Rowland for Loughborough Lightning to get this round 7 game underway. Near perfect conditions. Some fans in. All set for a cracking game of Allianz Premier 15s rugby. And just to say that, full start and we will go again. It's one of those days, Kat.
That would have built in so lovely. Yeah, but oh, okay, pull it back. Go again, Johnny. Go again. Here we go. Take 2.
Take 2. Clap aboard. Clap. And in we go. Rowland getting the game underway here. Back with Letitia Harper, came off the bench last week against DMP Durham Sharks to impress and get that starting berth today. She's a young prop, but it's turned over. Cooning with good hands, the Wasps second row. One of the Irish contingent here at Twyford Avenue. There's Alder, Wilson Hardy, and Abby Dow. A try scoring machine for Wasps and for England. There's Craig. Just managed to hit a weak shoulder there. There's Rona Birdfield. Kabaya. Megan Jones. All about that step. Karis Williams on that far side. Often see her at centre, but preferred on the wing today. Amy Wilson Hardy in that 13 shirt. Good to see her back on the park. Another turnover. Spoke about that work on the ground, didn't we, from both sides. Claire Malloy, an expert in that area, but Emily Scarrett feeds that ball out to Ramsbottom. Eleanor Ramsbottom, part of the England under-20 setup. Morwenna Talling in this new role at 8. No, Sarah Hunter, she's down below us with the coaching staff. And England's young second row. Still just 18 years of age. Rona Lloyd doesn't mind scoring a try or two. Either does Rona Lloyd. A couple of tries against Harlequins. One against Worcester as well. Menin. They missed her physicality. Menin. Now did that go back? No, says the referee. Just knocked forward. Great break from Menin. That's exactly what she brings. She's so physical.
And that was a beautiful line. It's the out-to-in line that just catches the defence off guard, but a lovely break from Lloyd as well, just showing her pace out wide. Both teams looking to really move it, and it's, as we spoke about though, it's the turnovers. Those are going to really create opportunities for both sides. They both have those go-to players that get those jackals, and then they're looking to run it from out of their own 22, which is great to see as well.
You're right though, Loughborough Lightning saw the opportunity out wide, didn't they? And when you've got the likes of Emily Scout and her distribution, why not play that? That's good heads up rugby. But I just wonder whether we've seen an early glimpse of Loughborough's tactics here. Really wide on the right hand side, then went really wide on the left hand side.
Yeah, looking to stretch. So basically when you go edge to edge rugby, you're just hoping to pull defenders out of place, that they just go slightly too wide between two of them, then you can kind of pick them off. So it's a nice way of trying to manipulate the defensive line.
Slight break for a couple of players receiving a little bit of treatment on the far side there. Wasps player down. good start from Loughborough. Dilly Kameni was out with some concussion earlier on, but they missed her physicality, the likes of her and Talling against Harlequins a few rounds ago. That's back, and it is a physical pack, this Loughborough Lightning pack. Those Canadians, you've played against them a few times.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's exactly what you want as well off of a line break. You want your big forwards running hard lines off it, because the defensive line are having to go backwards, so they're stepping back. You get your big runners running at them, and they're just so difficult to tackle. So great tactics from Loughborough there.
We're playing the advantage for a penalty. Loughborough missed touch though. We have a 22 drop out.
And they're going to be really obviously disappointed with that. It's their first opportunity to get in the 22 and attack, and to miss the kick like that. You're giving just the possession back to Wasps.
Slight breeze to let you know about, cold breeze as well from left to right as you're watching at home. First scrum of the game. Lucky I've got the scrum doctor alongside today to take us through the analysis here.
Scrums and mauls, I'm on it.
Claudia MacDonald had a good autumn with the Red Roses. Scrum half and wing as well. Miller Mills. Good to see her get a start in that second game against that France. Rona Lloyd. Rowland, lovely service. Ramsbottom, and here's Scarrett. Skips inside her England colleague Abby Dow, but it's good tackle from Dow. Wilson Hardy. Nelson feeding into that midfield again, and again it's Menin. Strong carry yet again from her. Kabaya, good tackle. Rowland showing that pace now. Beginning to get some rhythm now, Loughborough. Plenty of territory in this Wasps half. Holtkamp with the latest foray. They tried to clear that ball illegally, Loughborough Lightning, and Wasps have their penalty. Claire Malloy lurking in around those breakdowns all day long. That game against Italy they had was a few weeks ago now. She was unbelievable on her 70th cap. Stats absolutely off the chart. She is such a danger, a thorn in anyone's side.
Oh yeah, you just if you don't do the correct ball presentation, and if someone isn't there immediately in support, you just know Malloy's going to get that ball. It's what she's world class at it. So Loughborough are going to have to be really aware of that, keeping it away from her, especially if she's anywhere near it as the tackler or the nearest person, because yeah, she's getting that ball.
Clean Maloney, 24 caps now for Ireland. Involved in that Italy game, it's Mirla Mells who takes the line out. Wilson Hardy straight. It was Malloy just off her shoulder. Megan Jones. Older. Ellie Kildun. Decent try she scored against TMP in the last round. A knock on in there.
So Wasps are really looking to try and punch and get those offloads through, which is something to keep the ball alive, try and get in behind. And one player to mention is Older. She's just so good at distribution, and she's just so relaxed. Even when people are up in her face, she can still get that pass away.
She's an unfussy player, isn't she? Gets all the decisions right.
Definitely.
Fortuitous for Rowland. So there the knock on, and we'll have free kicks from that, the law variations. We'll just keep reminding you of those as this game progresses. Scarrett is taken down. Holtkamp. Nelson come to play here, Loughborough, haven't they? Harper. Good fend. And then the offload as well. Doesn't quite come off. Birdfield is in there. Good work from Rona Birdfield. Came across from Richmond in the off-season.
one of the things that comes from playing an offloading style of game. I mean, it's high risk, high reward, because you're keeping the ball alive, you're offloading, you're moving the point of attack all the time. But sometimes things like that can happen where it's actually player hasn't quite scanned, hasn't seen that actually Rowena Burnfield has snuck in there and got the ball.
Not one of those players, very unfussy, Rowena Burnfield, but one of those players you first on your team list.
Oh, you definitely want her on your team, because to play against, she's a nightmare.
Great line out ball right at the top of the left. Wilson Hardy. Jones. Offside, Loughborough Lightning, penalty to Wasps, and Wasps just an opportunity now just to calm things down, just to have some possession, just get the ball in the hand. One of those cold days as an outside back cat that you want a nice early touch just to get everything warmed up.
Yeah, just to get into the game as well. And I think Wasps are playing at a very high tempo, and that's great, but they'll want the opportunity as well to kind of settle into it a little bit more, like you say, get the territory, kind of calm it all down and get a chance to attack.
Not going for touch, little tap and go. Lark Davis takes Rowena Burnfield down in the tackle. Miller Mills. A defensive line-up very quickly indeed. Holtkamp with the tackle. Maloney. Muir.
I like what they were trying to do there. I mean, we're in line with that. It looked pretty flat, but that's the perfect kind of pass if you can get it flat out to your winger. And Dow in space, we've seen it before. All she needs is 5 metres, and she can get a line break from anywhere.
Her 49th Wasps appearance today for Abby Dow. She's scored an unbelievable 39 tries.
That's not a bad strike rate.
You'd take that, would you?
Yeah.
Saying something coming from your lips, that is, Kat.
Yeah.
Just feel at the moment that they're just a little bit more settled, a little bit more calm in everything they're doing. A little loose pass there from Wasps. They were playing advantage. Perhaps that's the reason they went for broke on that far side.
Yeah, I think Loughborough seem to be playing with a little bit more composure. Like they're getting it wide, then they're punching in the middle, then they're getting it wide again. Wasps are playing very much more heads up, just kind of play what they see kind of style, I think.
Miller Mills, one of those rugby brains. Great angle. McDonald just caught on one of her players' boots. She was annoyed about that because, again, that rhythm was just beginning to come for Wasps.
Yeah, so inject the pace out wide, really good. You can see they're getting in behind, and then that's when, as I mentioned before, the backline's retreating, and that's when you need to punch into them because they'll keep them going backwards, then you catch them off guard with the width.
Loughborough defence is holding it well so far. 12 tries conceded. Second to Harlequins. 9 of those at home, so they've only conceded 3 tries away from home, Loughborough Lightning, which is decent old record.
Yeah, impressive.
I have some fun evenings working these things out, Kat.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Scored the second most points though, Wasps, so 254 to date. Just 4 points behind Harlequins. So one of the top try scorers against one of the meanest defences. Who will break first? Plenty of play in the last couple of minutes in this middle third. Wilson Hardy, Ramsbottom came in to make a very important tackle. Then it's Malcolm on Jones. Advantage being played to Wasps again. Holder, Kildutt, Dow, Abby Dow with a fend. Abby Dow, Helena Rowland comes across. What a tackle that is! 2 red roses. Wasps come again. Got to show that patience now. Cooney. Loughborough lying over that ball. Advantage to Wasps again. Brilliant from Abby Dow. So strong, and Wasps are over for the first score. Maybe Miller Mills with the 5 points, but that was all about Abby Dow. She's so quick, so powerful.
Yeah, just needs an inch of space and she'll take it. And what I love was they knew it was advantage, looked a tiny bit stop-starty. Then they were like, I heard them shout advantage, so they knew they were going to play it. So they just go hands, hands, hands. Great handoff as well to get through. What a cover tackle though from Roland, because that was a try-saving tackle in itself. Get across, make that tackle, and then they do. They've got advantage again. They keep playing and get their forwards. They know what they're doing. 5 metres out, 3 of them in tight, get over the line.
Megan Jones lines up for the extras. .43 points so far. Now 45. Top in terms of points scored so far this season. Megan Jones adds the 2, and that's really accurate from Wasps as well. They got that opportunity. Dow with that strong fend. Yeah, I agree with you. The cover tackle from Helen Runners showed real pace to catch Dow, but all about Abby Dow.
And then just a strong finish. They know what they're doing here, and it's a difficult one to defend as well when you've got 3 players linked up like that with each other's body weight to go over. But yeah, a great. It's what you want to see. You want to see those handoffs, exciting play getting behind them.
And a good exit as well from Wasps. When you've scored a try, how important is it just to take the restart, just settle things down again, just push yourselves away from your own 22? It's really important, isn't it? Really
important, because you want to keep applying the pressure, because sometimes what happens, obviously, straight after you score, that's when you relax, the other team up it, and then you get scored against quite quickly. So Wasps keeping their composure, good bit of territory there. Ellie Kildon, nice kick.
Somehow the line out has come back Loughborough's way. Slight confusion there. It was Menin, not a recognised jumper, the tight head. Rowland. De Good, another Canadian youngster, highly thought of in Canada. Rona Lloyd. Was trying to hold her up. Both these sides know how dangerous these back lines are. Their defensive lines coming up very, very quickly. Too quickly that time again for Wasps. Loughborough have been caught a couple of times as well. That rush defence.
And rush defence is brilliant if you want to cut it off from going wide. You're rushing off because you're trying to force players to step back inside. But obviously it's just making sure, take that extra step, because you're giving penalties away. And line out in the corner, just not worth it. Take a step and then get your line speed off of that.
Lark Davis. Too good. The Canadian. It's gone to ground now though. Another penalty to Loughborough Lightning.
And a well-driven line out there as well. They knew what they were doing. We spoke about Lark Davies, her arrows before as well. She's really pinpoint accuracy, and they were going for that line. I think Wasps were thinking, okay, we're going to take the 7, or we can kind of pull this down a little bit. The ref spots it.
It's an area of her game she's worked on very hard, Lark Davis. Just as we say that.
Yeah. Always
happens, not straight.
Doesn't it? Yeah. If you ever want to play it to mess up, just talk about how great they are, and then guarantee the next one. Yeah.
As you said, it's one of those days.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Not making too much noise, the crowd now, but it is so nice. We've done a couple of these, haven't we, Kat, with no one around, just support staff and what have you, and just great to see some Wasps fans over on the far side. Yellow black hats, all socially distanced, of course. Yeah, very impressive with all the clubs that we've been to and their COVID regulations.
Yeah, it's so good to see, and you can just hear them when players get the ball and you hear a lift and it's a boost, and it's so important for the game. So it's really good to see fans back.
Great drive off the tail of the line out. Been Cooney. McDonald has just got to hold up in the wind ever so slightly. Olivia Jones, a fullback role today. Ramsbottom has to go out and clear, as does Nelson. Who's in there? Number 7 on her back, certain Claire Malloy. Good tussle, isn't it? Amy Wilson-Hardy against Emily Scout. That's building up nicely. Maud Muir in under 20s already. McDonald, all that pace. Meg Jones. Oh, they're going to score again here, Wasps. Helena Rowland trying to come across. She won't catch her opposite number.
Oh no, Ref's called it forward.
And he's called it forward. We got all excited. Wasps breaking out again, but it's forward. As opposed to the scrum, it'll be a free kick to Loughborough Lightning, let off.
And that's what we spoke about with Claudia McDonald. You know, she can play wing, she can play 9, and she just spotted a gap there. I think they just rushed up on the outside, and she spotted it, went through. She's scanning the whole time to see the support line. She knows it's a 2v1, and I think Meg Jones had a busy day today. You know, that's a great support line as well.
Helena Rowland trying to put everything into that one. As does Abby Dow. Olivia Jones, no number on her back. Helena Rowland. Good dummy from Helena Rowland. Now there's the footwork as well. First start for England. Harding Grenoble against the French. Getting one reasonably comfortably in the end, England. Nelson, Menin gets through that first tackle. It's the 3rd time she's done it. Going to have to watch the very mobile loose head prop. Malcolm, Olivia Jones stepping back inside, stepping 1, stepping 2. Good tackle in the end from Kate Older. Knocked on. Again, Loughborough building nicely. Just can't come away in the end.
They do so well off their line breaks. That's what they're relying on. Rowland there just absolutely backing herself and going wide. For your fly half to be making a line break like that, just great. And then, as you said, Menin, I mean, she's been everywhere. She really has had a lot of ball and making ground with it, beating the first defender. Even if you're beating them and just getting past a metre, okay, that's enough just so then your support can arrive and you're on the front foot the whole time. Yeah, really disappointing to knock on there. They'll be gutted there.
Well, that's been the story as we just stopped for the water break, which are having just around the 20-minute mark. Yeah, just shy of the 20 minutes. But Helena Rowland got to pick out her performance so far up against Megan Jones. You talking about before this game kicked off, a great head-to-head there. They're both playing really, really well. Yeah,
both are just exciting players that you know they've got all round, and I like seeing that they will back themselves. They will have a run. Both of them will kick it. They boss the lines as well, and it's just nice to see kind of the future of England rugby has got like options in there for fly half as well, and it's a good, healthy competition.
Don't forget your old mate Katie Daly-McLean.
Oh well, she's got it, hasn't she? She's like there. She's on form as normal.
Yeah, I had a chat with her this week because we were due to be up, as we've already said, up at Darlington Arena for their game against Sale. That game alongside the Exeter against Saracens game postponed, and Saracens or Harlequins against Saracens next week as well, postponed as well. Jones, little tap and then straight to touch. Of course, there'll be a Loughborough throw from there. Oh, there's 3 kicks from a knock-on. Trying to reduce the amount of contact through scrums. Of course, scrums and mauls are the flash points in terms of contact, continued contact, which is what I'm trying to get rid of. Holtcamp stopped in her tracks. Cooney was one of the tacklers. Craig was there as well. Here's Emily Scarrett. She's setting off. Cleaner Maloney. Good textbook tackle. Can't run without your legs. Rowland. Seen a little bit of space in behind there. Claudia McDonald had seen it too. And Claudia McDonald has bags of pace just to cover that one across and take the mark. not running away, Wasps.
And they'll have another shot now. You imagine going for the line out. First one successful, got a penalty from. Next one less so.
Yeah, what would you do here, Kat? Would you go to touch or go as they are for 3 points?
I always just like to play, so I'd probably go. Actually, I'd be going quick tap, give it me. But yeah, no. I think it's the players on the pitch. They can feel the momentum, and actually to get the guaranteed, pretty much. Again, I'm probably going to jinx it now, but to get those points, keep it nice and close, and then then they're within a try to get ahead. So it does make sense, but possibly I'd go for corner, but.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Yeah, play, quick tap.
Emily Scarrett on the edge of Helena Rowland's range, so Scarrett steps up. She knows how to kick the pressure kicks. She can do it for England, but not for Loughborough right now. And again, the commentator's curse.
Yeah, we did say it was going to happen, so yeah, that's it.
Perhaps if we just say negative things, then they'll play well rather than playing positive things.
Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, she'll definitely drop it, and then yeah, she'll never score this. Yeah, not the best commentary probably.
No, we'll leave that one be.
Yeah.
Missed penalty from Emily Scarrett. She'll be disappointed with her high standards, and was equally frustrated to put that one straight out from the 22, so Lark Davis will get the opportunity to throw the line out right on the 22 metre line. Or scrum midfield.
Seemed like a bit of confusion there. I don't think they knew which they wanted to do.
Yeah, Rachel Malcolm, professional, scoring a try last week against DMP, making that call. Bright lady though. PhD in environmental physiology and a bachelor's and master's as well. Taking the line out. Rhona Burnfield trying to get in there. She's an absolute nuisance, meant in the nicest possible way. As you said, one of those players you want on your side rather than against. It's a penalty coming for Loughborough here. Now that whistle blows, just can't get that ball out. I wonder whether a second or two more just to try and get that ball out.
I think it's definitely a Wasp tactic, isn't it, to try and stop that driven maul and off the line out. So I think they're doing anything they can. We saw Rowena Burfield in there, like just trying to get a little paw on it, get that ball back and just disrupt, because that's what she's so good at doing, disrupting.
It's an area they struggled against Saracens in that first half. 33-27, they came back so strongly, Wasp, a couple of rounds ago. Again, they take that ball, Lightning. Now they've got into third gear here, going towards that line. Wasp have repelled them initially. Pick and go from here. That left-hand side, Birdfield is waiting for them. So is Cooney. She's come offside, Rhona Burnfield.
I think they have to be careful here. If they keep giving penalties away in that kind of 5 metre area, Ref's going to look to his pocket because it starts to become a bit cynical.
Boda was in there for Loughborough Lightning. Oh, one of these Canadians who's come across. Toronto Saracen. Back from a hamstring injury. Take the line out yet again, Lightning here, and again they set that driving maul. Looks like it's over the line. Referee trying to have a really good look. Looks like saying held up here. There's just too many bodies in there. Who's at the bottom? Rhona Burnfield. Now they'll have a go with the scrum. It's really good defence from Wasps, really is.
I was going to say Wasps are going to be pretty happy with that, because to make them fall short twice, really well defended there, because you'd put money on them going over, wouldn't you, just because of how effective their drive is.
And that accuracy we spoke about, Wasps outside of a forward pass, they would be at least 12 if not 14 points up. Wasps, and they've had the opportunities they've taken at the moment. Loughborough, that's a couple of opportunities now in his first 26 minutes.
Well, if you think of the amount of times they spent in the 22, Loughborough spent a lot in the attacking 22 and come out with no points so far. Wasps have got in there once and scored. And that's one of the things with the shorter halves, so within 35 minutes, you've just got to take those opportunities because you don't have as many.
15 tries conceded by Wasps, fourth on that particular list. Defence is holding up well at the moment. It would please Giselle Mather. Talling. Nelson. Taking my cap hold of it, not after she's just taken a half a metre. Might be an important half a metre as well. Talling again. Stretching. That close now, Loughborough Lightning. Feeling Wasps give another penalty away. It may be more. Set up a little pod with Menin involved. Davey waits, but it's slow ball again for Lightning. Ramsbottom far on this right hand side. What are they concocting here? Olivia Jones comes across as well outside Scarrett, but it's back with the forwards. Malloy with the latest tackle. Lark Davis already scored 5 tries this season, looking for another one. She's stopped that time. Talling trying to get a large frame over the line. She has to put the ball back now though. Holtkamp, another good tackle. Burnfield told to get her hands out of the cookie jar. Rowland, huge pass out to Rona Lloyd, and Rona Lloyd gets there. Had to come in the end for Loughborough Lightning. They were huffing and puffing, and in the end the house does fall down.
Yeah, after so many kind of forward carries, and Wasps were defending it very well. They were doing the chop tackle and someone else coming in to try and hold up. Then actually, why not take a punt, try and get it out wide, and that was brilliant. I love that from Rowland, to just have the heads up play, launch it out wide, have a go. It's a good cover tackle, but just not quite good enough to to stop it. But yeah, good finish as well, good take, and exciting. I always think when you of course I do, but get it wide when you're close to the try line. Why not? Because actually you're the tackling's so much harder out there. So whereas out close you just got to go low and kind of hit. But yeah.
Get that a decent nick as Helena Rowland. Abby Dow was chasing afterwards. Can't add the conversion. It remains 7 points to 5. It's going to be tight, these two. Just 4 points separate them in the table.
Yeah, just good hands, and it's something I've always gone about. Catch the ball, move it across. So if she does need to throw a handoff out, she can. She didn't need to, but it's there ready. And then good score, good spot by Rowland as well.
Yeah, long floated out pass. Caveat to, of course, just playing it wide. You've got to suck those defenders in to create that space out wide first. That's only what the Loughborough 8 would have been saying.
Yeah, the old cliche, earn the right to go wide. They certainly earned it. They had about 14 phases of forwards play first. It tightens up the defence, then they can look to move it, and there's space out wide.
A couple of kicks have gone awry. What's from the 22 and that from the restart as well.
Yeah, and it's just, they're going to be disappointed with that, because you just want to put the pressure back on, don't you? You've just been scored against, you want to kick, you want to get a good chase, you want to make them kick out, so then you get the possession back, and now you're giving Loughborough a scrum in the halfway line, and they've got a good pack, solid scrum, and now they've got options to go either way.
Your midfield scrum and all the pace. Only Lloyd on that left hand side. He's got Nelson and Scarrett outside of it. It's a huge scrum from Wasps. Massive scrum from Wasps. The likes of Craig and Maloney and Muir in that front row, Burnfield and Cooney in behind. Big scrum, big moment.
You can see how much that meant to them as well. They're all congratulating each other, jumping up, and that is huge. Yeah, we're talking about all the width that Loughborough got. They can go either way. Well, not if you put a scrum in like that. That was brilliant, fantastic turnover.
Pride themselves on being one of the fittest teams, Wasps. We certainly saw that against Saracens. McDonald, that's gone backwards. Burnfield, great pickup. And look at the power as well. Trying to get somewhere near that advantage line. Be the Megan Jones and then Alder. Happy to try and probe, try to find a way through here, Wasps, in this middle part of the field. They've done it so well in this half. Turned over, just as we say, Wasps are playing one of this little third. Look at that. Work on Davey on the ground, and then Malloy comes through, but illegally, says Joe James.
And that was good defence. You know, you've been turned over, and then, you know, your main goal is to get it back. And then that leg drive there, was it McDonald who had her? Just kept driving her back and back and back, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're hopping backwards, and you can only hope that you can get the ball away and an offload to kind of save some grace. But
just as saying that it was an opportunity before half time. Now it's the turn that all round to Loughborough Lightning, having to throw into this line out.
The Lightning setup's super deep, isn't it? They're really set back here off this line out, that back line.
Davey is caught and Wasps pile through. They turn it over, but then a hand comes in. They've done all the hard work.
Yeah, it looked like they've done enough to get over it and win it legally, but I think when a ball spills out like that, referee's always going to think it's a hand in, whether it is or not, because it just kind of pops out and just doesn't look right. Although I did see Rowe at the bottom of it, so there might have been a hand. Sneaky suspicion.
Must be expecting, of course, across men's and women's Premiership Rugby, Stonewall weekend.
Yeah, you're sporting your laces, so
laces
excellent.
On.
Yes, yeah.
Plenty of girls out there with those laces. Acceptance without exception. That's the theme of the Stonewall campaign. Plenty of players out there with in the hair or in the boots, sporting the famous laces now. Lark Davis with a throw. They do get it back, not the intended recipient though for Lightning. Menin. Good first 35 minutes from her. In this Wasps defence. Hold true again. Nelson Scout was the decoy, but Abby Dowers read that superbly well. She was on Jones immediately as she got the ball. Well, they try to go down the short side. Miller Mills is rocking through the middle. It's another penalty at the breakdown. Referee had his arm up to begin with. Scarrett, crossfield. And referee just blows. Obviously wants the time off here. Unfortunately, can't hear what the referee is saying, but basic gist is, Kate Older, is that's your last penalty at the breakdown, otherwise I'm going to my pocket.
Definitely, and especially in the 22 area, I think that's the key thing. Wasps mainly giving them away around there, and that's when referees get even more kind of suspicious.
The dying embers of this first half here at Twyford Avenue. Round 7, Allianz Premier 15s. Tight one between 3rd and 4th in the table. But entering into the championship minutes, aren't we? Those minutes before half time, the minutes after half time, really important psychologically. You're scoring at those times. Got to get this line out right first though. Loughborough, they do. Driving line out much better this time. It's up, it's over, it must be a try, and it is for Loughborough Lightning, and they do finish this half on a high.
It had to be coming, didn't it? You know, they've had a fair few attempts at it, and Wasps are just probably tiring with their defence effort, having to defend it. But yeah, great. It just seemed a lot quicker, didn't it? It just seemed like that. You know, there was a real intent to get over there.
Yeah, there's real urgency to the drive once it was set. I'm pretty sure it's Lark Davis who's gone over. We'll have a look on the replay, the pile of bodies, but she's often at the back, as are hookers nowadays.
Doesn't help us see who, particularly with that angle. But yeah, I imagine it's going to be Lark Davies, because yeah, hookers do the throw and then they join at the back, obviously, and they can kind of guide it there.
But it's the work of DeGoon and Malcolm at the front of that, just splintering Wasps at the front. Those are people who should be complimented for getting that try, as Helena Rowland puts this one to the right hand side of the post. But Loughborough have the lead at half time by just the 3 points. And Loughborough finished that half really, really strongly. They tried to get that driving maul going. At times we question how accurate they were, but patience shown by Loughborough, because Wasps have burst out of defence at times, haven't they, in this half, to come away with some points, with some real accuracy. But Loughborough showing some patience, and they have the lead at half time, 10 points to 7. Your analysis of that first 35, Kat?
I'd say, yeah, Loughborough were calm and composed, so, you know, a few lineouts hadn't necessarily got over how they'd want to, but then they stuck with it and they got it when it was important, just before the kind of half time. Wasps are showing glimpses, I think, where they just have that real burst of pace, which we saw from Dow kind of in here before it led to this try, driving over, but they're just not quite holding on to it in the right areas for long enough.
Yeah, it's Miller Mills after Abby Dow with a scintillatingly powerful break, but no, one that we know that she can do with such a strong fender in that pace as well. And then the Wasps forwards were there.
Yeah, just they just know, don't they? They get in close and they know what they're going to do with that one.
And then it was the opportunity of Loughborough. They'd huffed and puffed, and they with their forwards, plenty of drives in and around the breakdown, and then Helena Roller with a superb pass.
Yeah, just a good spot as well, and they obviously train together a lot, and just to spot it, and then for the Lloyd to be really switched on and to make sure she was on the receiving end of that. And it's a good finish still, because, you know, you've still got to receive it, you've got defence coming across, you've got one eye on the try line, so good finish in there, good spot for Loughborough Lightning. And then, yeah, going for their doing what they do well and getting over. There was no doubt here, was there? You could just see the speed at which they hit that at. They really wanted to get over beforehand.
Yeah, they finished the half, don't they? Look at the work of DeGood at the front of this driving maul. Rachel Malcolm in there as well. Lark Davis right at the back touches it down. They finished the half on a real high in this end of this first half for Loughborough Lightning, getting that second try to make it 10-7. But there are plenty of highlights in round 6. Let's have a look back at round 6 in 60 seconds. was a great round 6 in the Allianz Premier 15. Some great rugby, as you'd expect, right across the board. The standard of this league just keeps getting better and better every year that it goes on. There's a confirmation of the half-time score here at Twyford Avenue. Wasps have spent plenty of time in their own territory. That breakaway try for Harriet Miller-Mills, but Loughborough Lightning, a couple of tries in that first 35 minutes to make it 10 points to 7. Let's just remind you of how this round 7 does line up. Well, the upcoming streaming games I'll have a look at. First, Saturday 12th of December, Bristol Bears against Worcester Warriors. And then a little festive treat for you, Saracens women against Loughborough Lightning at the Copthall Stadium. That will be intense. That one's at 2 o'clock. And then just after Christmas into the new year, that rearranged game, Harlequins against Saracens. Twickenham Stoke, the top two. And if there's anything to go by in the last few times that they've played each other, that will be basically at test match level, Cap.
Definitely, these teams have played each other enough times, and in enough finals, and they'll both be gunning for it, especially after it being postponed. I think that they'll have even extra prep time for it, and they'll be pumped and ready to play each other.
Yeah, puts a bit of down on their Christmas and New Year celebrations, but they won't mind that. And then Saturday 9th of January, 12 o'clock, early kick-off at Shaftesbury Avenue for that one. Bristol Bears against Exeter Chiefs at Southwest Derby down there at the Bristol Bears women. Looking at this round 7 then. As we say, 1:30 kick-off here. 7 points to 10 is the score. Those two postponed games, the DMP Durham Sharks against Sale and Exeter against Saracens. The cases in Saracen. Of course, it goes without saying that anyone with COVID, we do wish them all the very, very best and a really speedy recovery. 3 o'clock kick-off at the Stoop, Harlequins against Bristol, and then tomorrow, with fans being allowed, Worcester women against Gloucester Hartpury women. There's good news in that club rugby can return across the country, but there will be some changes. Here they are if you're looking to get back into your local clubs tomorrow.
We are pleased to announce the return of Contact Rugby Union in England. However, we have had to make some temporary law variations in order to get the game back on safely. These changes bring us to Stage E of the Return to Rugby roadmap and apply to community, adult and age grade rugby. Before playing, please check englandrugby.com for all the latest guidance on return to rugby, social distancing and hygiene. What will change? The law variations will affect 4 key areas of the game: the maul, the line out, the scrum, penalty and free kick. The maul. It will be illegal for a maul to take place. If the attacking team deliberately sets up a maul, a penalty will be awarded against them. If a defending team hold up the opposition and do not tackle the ball carrier to the ground, a penalty will be awarded against them. The line-out. Line-outs must have a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 7 players, with the non-throwing team matching the numbers of the throwing team. The team winning the ball in the line-out must either pass immediately, release, or play the ball as soon as they land on the ground. No maul is allowed from a line-out. The scrum. There will be no scrums. A free kick will be awarded. A free kick awarded in place of a scrum cannot be taken quickly. Even though there are no scrums, there are still multiple roles for front 5 players in this adapted version of the game. We expect teams to select front 5 players as normal. Penalty and free kick. A team awarded a penalty or free kick will no longer be able to choose a scrum option. A team awarded a penalty or free kick at a line-out can instead choose another line-out at the same mark. In addition, a water break should take place at a natural stoppage approximately midway through each half. Coaches, team captains and competition organisers are encouraged to make use of the Game On framework to ensure matches take place. For more information, visit englandrugby.com/gameon. For further guidance, please visit englandrugby.com and complete our online webinars.
We have mentioned it already, Cat Merchant, but it is so good to see the community game back. Yes, there's some law variations in there, but the excitement of my two boys, and I say we could get back and do some tackling. I don't want to be the person opposite my eldest in a tackling drill tomorrow, I have to say. He is pumped and ready, but it's so brilliant. There's been so much hard work going on behind the scenes, and full credit to the RFU for getting that work done and getting it passed by Public Health England and the government as well.
Oh, it's great. And my team that I coach, Chesham, we did contact training on Thursday, just a little glimpse of it in there, and you can just see the buzz. It just feels rugby's back, and there's that kind of just, you can see the forwards are kind of more engaged in the game already, because it was fantastic. You got the game was playing more touch style and things, but they're really wanting it back, and you can tell, and it just felt like normality coming in again, which is great.
Yeah, it has been a very, very difficult time for everyone, of course, from the very, very top right down to the very, very bottom of our great game. Fans being allowed into Twickenham, into HQ tomorrow to watch the final of the Autumn Nations Cup. But it needed the filler in the arm as we approach Christmas to get some fans back. There's a few fans dotted around here, masks and scarves and hats on all around here at Twyford Avenue. They're delighted to see some rugby back. We're very happy to stream games and talk over them all day long, aren't we, Kat? But actually to see some live rugby, we've been very privileged to be able to do that over the last few months. We actually get back and see some real rugby, be close to the action. It's exactly what the fans want to see, and the community game. They can get back selling some coffee, selling some bacon sarnies tomorrow morning. Of course, all with the restrictions in place. Just seeing a Wasps official now just going around, just spraying the corner flags and all the rest of it. Every club has worked so hard, as I say, throughout the game to keep everybody as safe as absolute possible. Well, Kat, let's look back at that first half. You mentioned the head-to-head at fly half. Megan Jones, of course, of Wasps against Helena Rowland of Loughborough Lightning. Who's winning that battle at the moment?
They've got things, Roland made a really good line break, so I'd say in that head she's got it, but I think Meg Jones definitely is just the work rate that she's got. I mean, she's so busy on the ball, she's always scanning, great support line on the try that was disallowed because of a slightly forward pass, so I think they're kind of on even peggings. Meg might be a bit more disappointed with her kicking possibly off for kickoffs, but they're both showing enough out there to show their skill set and show what they've got.
Giselle Mather has come out of the sheds. She's done her talking at Laura Jane Lewis. LJ Lewis alongside her in that coaching setup as well. It's Ollie Bishop, skills and defence coach, and S&C Adam Dowsett. I know somewhere they're keen to make the point a couple of weeks back to me that they really pride themselves on their fitness. They will go the full 70 minutes. Of course, what we're finding is that the ball in play is a huge compared to the 80 minutes of the lack of scrum as well. So both sides need to be very, very fit. And it's been interesting the way that Giselle Mather has looked at her squad. Liz Craig, normally a back rower, playing in the front row and being asked to play that role, because then when the ball comes out and there's only 5 scrums a game on average at the moment, she can play like a back rower for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and it's a good tactical decision if you've got players that are strong enough to do it and they can go in there and with a massively reduced amount of scrums as well, so they're going to be less fatigued from it. Why not give it a go?
Yeah, absolutely. Without the likes of Ellie Boatman, recent injury, and Abby Burton as well. Heather Kerr, she's knocking around with a boot on her foot. So some big players still missing for Wasps. Of course, Sarah Hunter missing for Loughborough Lightning, and she's often the glue, isn't she, Suntours? You would know her, Cat. Often the glue in and around this side. She will make a huge difference. I remember this game back here last year, and she just gelled everyone together, and in the end was one of the defining factors in the Loughborough win.
Yeah, she's one of those players, I think, that everyone's calmer when she's on the pitch. She's got a real presence around her, so not only her work on the ball and off the ball and everything like that, but actually just the things she says and just kind of presence is a good word, I think, to describe her and what she does in her leadership.
Yeah, she actually scored a try from a scrum, if I seem to remember correctly. Amelia Harper with a hat-trick that day. 35 points to 15. I do like scoring some points against each other. Coming into this game, Loughborough scored 134 points against Wasps, and Wasps 110 against Loughborough. So often high scoring affairs at the moment. Only the 17 points scored as we set ourselves for the second half here at Twyford Avenue. Meg Jones gets us underway. No full start this time. Contacted through social media about Olivia Jones. Without a number on her back. Not sure why that is, but yeah, the fullback is without a number on her back. She's now got a strapping around her head as well. That one's gone straight out. Lark Davis with the opportunity here.
Yeah, beautiful initial pick-up from Meg Jones there. That was just faultless on the bounce, just scooped it up, but then, a bit too much on it, went out. So give the opportunity back for possession.
Malloy. Just. I think a former hooker never keen to criticise just the throw. The lift there was just a touch over. Gives the possession back to Megan Jones, who flies it back to Kate Older. Dow setting off one of those runs, and there's that fend again from Ellie Dow. Puts it inside to Ellie Kildunn, and what a super start to the second half for Wasps. Abby Dow again, and that fend puts it on a plate for her Red Roses teammate Ellie Kildunn.
It's the power, isn't it? It's just that she's one of these players. I mean, you get wings that are just, once they're at top speed, they're going, but it's that burst of pace which gets her going and in behind. So ball in a bit of space, look at that, one fend and then another, and then she's leg driving, and instead of going to floor, she's scanning the whole way, and Kildunn scores tries for fun, doesn't she? She just pops up, she can finish them herself as well, and great interplay between those two.
Only a fourth appearance of the season for Wasps, one of those players who's been in and out of international duty and club duty. It's had its own challenges for these for the head coaches and directors of rugby. But yeah, fourth try and a fourth appearance to go with that try against France in that game at Twickenham. Gets the conversion as well, Meg Jones.
It's what you want to do after half-time. Come out, start with a bang, and getting it wide, and brilliant play. It's just the power here. Yeah, I think Loughborough are wondering who's going to tackle her. Neither. She's going to leg drive through, and a good finish again. Scanning to get as close as she can to the post, but without risking getting tackled. So clever play.
Yeah, ever present this season. The young tight head plays in the back row as well, very mobile, good footballer. Jones just let that one bounce and set out well for Wasps in the end. You could see Claudia McDonald just try to keep that energy really high.
Yeah, that's what they're wanting. I mean, if you're talking about fitness and wanting to be a fit team and everything, then you want to keep tempo high, you want to keep pushing the opposition and raise the intensity.
Good line out for Davey to try and attack off the back of that line out. Davis tries scoring that first half. Just about gets over that 22-metre line. Mila Mills again doing everything she can to try and press forward. Scarrett is after this one. misses it from Helen Nelson. Came off a Wasps hand. Helen Nelson with that conversion against France for Scotland to that 13-point draw. Trying to work something on that near side. Now Wasps could be a good offload from her. Cooney picks up the loose one. That's Meg Jones, not afraid of the physical stuff. She's the England Sevens player, one of those players who's come back for the paused Sevens programme. Older, Miller Mills, brilliant hands. Had to get it away to Karis Williams. Into the RAF. Maloney loves ball in hand. I think it's the Irish player, Claire Molloy. She equally likes ball in hand. Burnfield. Yeah, Molloy's having to play scrum half as well as she goes on a run, Molloy. Now it's there for McDonald. Meg Jones. Just fumble, came off the knee. Again, just as they were building Wasps.
How good was the passage of play though with the offloads? You can see the players, it's something they've obviously been coached because they punch their arms through off the contact. They're already scanning, so they know they've got a support runner there or not, and then just lifting it up, and it's just so difficult to defend an offloading game once it's done well.
Treatment for Harriet Miller Mills. So impressive to see her back on the field. 22 months out.
It's incredible achievement, and to come back and be as fit and as strong as she is, and not lost any of her skill set either, is just incredible.
Double ACL injury. Meg Jones has done well just to flirt with the touchline but not touch it. Here is Miller Mills, one of those players who giving Simon Middleton selection headaches, can play in the second row as well as the back row. That's forward for Kate Holder.
Any mistakes just have more of an impact, don't they? I think when you with a free kick, a forward pass, and suddenly actually they're getting, unpressured ball.
Holcamp for Harper. Natasha Harper. Yeah, she was a little bit isolated, rolling on the ground, and the referee's not happy with that. Given those penalties at the breakdown, isn't he? Plenty of them.
Yeah, he's hot on it as well with the not releasing or holding on penalties in there. So it's so difficult when players get themselves isolated as well, because you make a positive line break, but then actually there's so much work that needs to be done.
Now it's Wasps' turn not to find their touch. Here's Harper again with another opportunity as planned, wasn't it? Possibly a little bit too scripted. Look what was in front of her. Referee playing advantage now though for Wilson Hardy. She's been combative today.
Yeah, I think Harper was in she just got a penalty against holding on, and then she was in two minds there whether to pass it or run. But I think you get to a certain point, you've either got to take the contact or pass it earlier, but just carry possibly there.
Yeah, what do they say? Make a good decision, make a bad decision, but make a decision.
Yeah, just go with it. Yeah, and I think then your teammates around you can help support. But the problem with passing that late is obviously the defender is right in the face of the next ball carrier.
Older, just a little play behind the forwards, that little pot of forwards. And there the group to get over that ball. Miller Mills. Just a good hand, she can stand in at first, receiver then Ellie Kildun. Still so young, Ellie Kildun, just 21 years of age. Burst onto the scene, didn't she, about 3 years ago now as a 17-year-old. A long international career ahead of her, you feel. Chopped in half.
You kind of forget. Yeah, you forget how young a player is, because she has been on the scene, it feels like for a while, and actually to be 21 and just the impact she's already had on the game, you can only imagine what she'll go on to achieve.
Good read from Ramsbottom there. Had numbers out wide, but she identified it, came in, and as soon as Wilson Hardy, wasn't it? As she decked Jed.
And I think it's one of those good decisions that from a wing when you you just spot it, and actually sometimes you've got to go. If they've got numbers outside, you can either sit off and try and drift, but actually when they've got so much of an overlap, you decide you're going to go for it, go for the shot, go up to kill any chance of the attack. So good spot, a good decision to go for it.
A couple of Loughborough Lightning replacements early in this second half. Was for the 4-point lead. 2 tries apiece now. Megan Davies made way for Allianz. Tasha Harper's afternoon's work is done as well. Holtkamp bumped that first defender. It's Muir, doesn't often get bumped. Malcolm, Jones. Rowland to Menin. Morris had a brilliant start to the season. A good game against Gloucester Hartbury. A couple of tries in that game. Here's Malcolm. Jones again, free-flowing play on that far side for Loughborough Lightning. Menin again from Rowland, standing in that midfield. Kabaya tries to get the turnover. Rowland back inside for Moina Talley. Svoda. Not the easiest name to say when your teeth are chattering.
Yeah.
Mark Davis. Nelson tried to get that offload away, just wasn't anyone in close enough attendance. Scarrett is waiting. Patient here for Loughborough. Just building the phases. Holtkamp goes in. What's going over the top? Referee says it's fine, and they set off as well. Megan Judge trying to find a way through the heavy traffic. Very interesting to see the Wasps forwards, the likes of Miller Mills, McMure as well, playing a first receiver. Such is the confidence in their skills. McDonald's with a box kick. Jones left it and Ramsbottom was there. Let's play back up to this halfway line. Look at that offloading game. Just getting in behind Wasps for Loughborough. Nelson. Talling. Scarrett came really late to line it an angle she knows so well. Mark Davis, hugely physical out there.
Yeah, some big hits coming in now as the clock's counting down. So close in this.
Holtkamp just knocked that on Loughborough. Kate Older, Ellie Kildown was screaming for that ball, and that's why that injection of pace onto it. She reads from the back very nicely indeed. Here's Craig, Liz Craig. Ever present this season. 90th cap for Wasps today. For the front row, well, she's front row today anyway. Maybe that second row against Exeter. Menin. Oh, she's ripped that ball away. Delika Menin. Scarrett. You saw the space. Celia Kwanzaa. Just come on the field wearing 23. Just shepherds that one out into touch.
You can just feel the intensity's ramped up from both sides actually, because either team, they've got to make a move now if they're going to make a play to get this win, but it's so tight and it's going to come down to those tiny opportunities, so everyone staying nice and switched on.
Katie Gerard then is the player to replace Natasha Harper in that front row for Loughborough Lightning. As I say, Celia Quant's another one of those who's come over from the Sevens programme. A few of them, and it's such an exciting backline. Four points in it in the table. Coming into this game, 4 points in it now that we're 47, 48 minutes into this one. It's always going to be an intense affair. It's passed back into the 22. That will be in line with where Meg Jones kicked the ball. Helena Rowland very, very quickly telling the referee exactly that.
Yeah, she was very aware, wasn't she? Even before it crossed the line, she was going, nope, that's straight out. So yeah, 'cause you can't, doesn't matter if you're in your 22, it just depends where the ball's come from. So it's passed back in, okay, it counts as it being out, so that's why it'll come back in from where it was kicked.
Geez, if I can notice it, then surely the referee can as well. It's Claire Malloy who's down. Plenty of work for her in the breakdown.
Yeah, she's put in a shift, hasn't she? Yeah.
She always does. Took her international. Well, it's Liz Craig actually. She'll have enjoyed that try against DMP, Liz Craig. 30 odd metres out. That's grown metre by metre as the weeks have gone on.
Always does. Yeah. Pitch length.
Yeah, end of the season she came from a different postcode to score it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too, Claire Malloy just refresh, just concentrate on her studies. The doctor, of course, had an international break, but announced her come back to the international scene with greater problems, as we've already mentioned, against Italy. Claudia O'Donnell gingerly gets up from that attempted tackle on Men, and here's Talling. Knocked on. Tiny little mistakes, isn't it? Just costing both these sides, as you say, with the law variations. That's a knock on. We won't have a scrum, of course. We have a free kick. Gets the game going again. So little mistakes that are costing both the teams so much good build-up work. This time Meg Jones is inside her 22, and the pass came from inside her 22, so she could have got the touch. Doesn't go as far as Jones, and then Eleanor Rowland fires one out. Ram's bottom, and then Scarrett. Strong in the tackle. Koenig. Svoboda tries to get that offload away. Might have been better just to keep hold of it, because it's given a broken field for Ellie Kildunn. Know how dangerous she can be. Scarrett picks it up. Whistle has gone though.
Oh yeah, so dangerous play there, isn't it? I think with the offloading, I think you've really got to be able to punch your hands through. You've got to sight the player and really lift it, whereas a loose one, kind of one-handed, yeah, you're just better off holding on to them and let the support come.
Doing a Masters of Sports Psychology at Loughborough University, the Canadian Open side. As he came through on the scene of that Canada tour of 2017. Already spoke about that when Ellie Kildunn came on the scene for England. There's a whole new batch of players post World Cup. Svoboda, one of those. Jones, tall, rangy fullback, eats up the ground very quickly indeed, rather like Emily Scarrett in that way. Another turnover for Wasps here. Kabia. Oh, good service for Malloy, and then Meg Jones. Wilson Hardy with the decoy line. Ellie Kildunn knew she was going to go into contact and brace herself. It's Helena Rowland. No love lost today. England teammates. Burnfield. 49 caps for the Winchester girl. One of the all rugby playing triplets out of Burnfield. Maloney. Huge hit that time. It's Emily Scarrett.
Felt that one up here.
Quanza. And Lloyd is in there as well. McDonald trying to snipe round the fringes. Enough for alert to it though. There's Edwards screaming on the touchline. Enough for coach watching the short side as Miller Mills goes through. McDonald tried to find space. Just overcooked it. Right idea, because there was a lot of space there. Just the wrong angle from Claudia McDonald.
Starting to get a bit feisty, isn't it? With some huge hits in there as well. Some off the ball hits as well, maybe not quite seen on camera, but yeah, definitely is ramping up now as the pressure starts to increase as we're closing out the game.
So if you're not a watcher of the Premier 15s, the physicality, the intensity of the game, the skill levels as well, just getting better and better and better as the weeks go on. It's a proper battle royale out there. There's no love lost. These may be teammates with a white jersey on, with a green jersey on. Some blue Scotland jerseys out there as well. When it comes to club, this means a huge amount. Already said that the league's not going to be won this month or even next month. There's playoffs, of course. But as I asked Giselle Mather before the game, beating those in and around you, should you meet them come the end of the season, is a huge psychological advantage.
Psychological advantage, and then also just to learn things about each other. And I think, you know, winning can become a habit as well, as can losing. But I think, yeah, if you just beat people around you that are close, then it builds your own confidence going into it next time.
Andrea Stock is on the field. 19th appearance for the club. Oh, he takes the line out. McDonald, Quanza. That did really, really well. Simmons back to 15s. Cooney. Wilson Hardy. Now just doesn't stop on the pass momentarily. Took the steam out of the move for now. Miller Mills spoken about her with ball in hand, but happy to make the inches as well. Craig, run from her. Meg Jones saw a half gap, looks at Burnfield. Referee happy there was no knock on in there. Older, Miller Mills, there's those hands. Quanza is through Rona Lloyd, but not through Emily Scarrett. And Wasp building here, building nicely, showing the patience, going through the phases. Menin has her hands over the ball, this time not able to turn it over, and again Wasp come with a pot, so close to the line, so difficult to stop with those players latching on. Kabir, wave after wave of Wasp attack, swarm after swarm. Maloney, holding on, and it's a penalty against Wasps in the end. You get that close to the line, Loughborough can just fan out on that try line, can't they? And that, in the end, proved an advantage for them.
And that was the first time I think we've seen real patience in this Wasps team. You know, we've seen the injection of pace, that we've seen those bursts of energy that they've got, but that was actually very calm, very composed in all their forward plays. But then for it to holding on penalty close to the line, they were going to be gutted with that. But credit to the Loughborough defence. They must have worked really hard there because, as you said, a swarm of attack there from Wasps. Nicely done. So, yeah, they'll be happy with that result.
Yes, Dalika Menon in there as well. Not sure where she's come from, but anyway, the referee is right there. And like Wasps in that first half, when that sustained period of defence gives you a really massive boost, doesn't it, when you're capped on your own line and you come away with the ball.
Yeah, and it just psychologically for the other teams, well, for Wasps, you know, it's we've given all we've got and we still didn't get over, so that's why it's a double whammy for Loughborough to win the ball back, but to also just deny Wasps of scoring really changes the psychological battle within it.
That's Cleaner Maloney. That left leg heavily strapped. She's alright to continue. She's tough look at the Irish Player of the Year. Standing season last time out. Esmeralda just makes safer touch. And like Davis get this ball into the line out. Great athleticism from Rona Malcolm. Rachel Malcolm, I should say. Confusing the Scotland players. Brain freeze, literally brain freeze up here in the commentary.
Yeah, it's pretty cold in this country.
Wish you bought another layer now, Kat.
Yeah.
Some of us are built for the cold. Megan Jones, that's come off the leg for Helena Rowan. She can play on. Goes high. Is this going to reach touch? Jones, not for the first time in this game, does really well to keep that ball in play. Lee Kildunn, faced by her opposite number, or no number should we say, but sets off. Abby Dow can't take it. How difficult is that, Cat? I mean, Abby Dow, plenty of interjections in that first period of the game. Not so much in this second half. It's cold out there, isn't it? Her hands are freezing.
Cold, just not quite as switched on, possibly, if it's not come over to her. But let's talk about that Meg Jones take. That was brilliant, like right on the touchline, tippy toes dancing around it, but kept it in. Great take.
Is there another technical phrase for you? Tippy toes. Cat Merchant, the World Cup winner.
Tippy toes on the touchline. That one got you. You can use that in the future if you like.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you. Rich Chesham Stags love that.
No, don't say it about them.
Another turnover, back to the action of the tippy toes. It's really going to come down to the wire, this one, isn't it? 13 minutes left in this game. Wasps with a free kick. In the Loughborough play. 4-point lead for Wasps as they make another change, Loughborough.
But the Kildunn Dow combo is a dangerous one, isn't it? When they get wide and they link together, like, yeah, it didn't come off there, but you can just sense there's that kind of air of excitement whenever they get it.
Great from an England perspective. I know Scott Beer and Tom Milton here playing at club level as well as international level. Claudia O'Donnell just looking at the referee. Can't quite believe that decision. There's been a lot of penalties at the breakdown to make the game rather stop-start. We'd like to see, and nobody wants to see, of course, a yellow card, but would it stop those penalties that stop players just taking that extra inch, that extra millimetre in trying to win that ball if they know that you may well be yellow carded here?
Yeah, I think it could be, actually, because this second half in particular is very stop-starty with the penalties. Or at least a word to them to say to the captains, actually, let's stop this in the breakdowns.
Annie Richmond is the player to come on for Abby DeGood. And the males is Liz Craig. combines dentistry with playing rugby. McDonald trying to find a way through, trying to find a teammate, give that ball to as well. Loughborough handed it. Every millimetre, it's almost like every given Sunday, isn't it? Every millimetre is being fought for. Lark Davis, that pass needed to be right for Rona Lloyd to give her any chance. They're playing advantage though from the little knock-on.
Yeah, it's those little tiny things, isn't it? A ball goes to hand and it's a different story for Lloyd there, but goes a little bit low, difficult to take, especially when your hands are freezing cold, and it makes all the difference.
And then Rowland attacking that line. Strong upright tackle from Malloy. Scarrett, officially the world's best player.
Not a bad title to have in your name, is it?
Would have no idea. Nelson, referee's happy that one went backwards. Jones. It's turned into almost like a dogfight out there, isn't it? Just nobody prepared to give anything.
Yeah, scrapping.
Actually knocked on from upper, so Wasps will have the free kick.
It's difficult to get momentum as well when it's quite stop-starty, because we're seeing now, with a few penalties in the breakdown, also a few more knock-ons, and you struggle to then build the phases that you want to then get into how you want to play, and the same for both sides really, just a couple of extra knock-ons.
Just the single score right at the very beginning of the second half, wasn't it? Ellie Kildunn with that try. Muir's back on the field.
Okay, yeah, just wait a sec.
Okay, he's come off nearest to see it. Just see the bottom of your picture there. She took a knock earlier, didn't she, underneath the post, just not happy to continue, so Muir comes back on the field. McDonald twisting and spinning, trying to find a way through. Ball is there. Richmond, a little dabble. Wasp pile through again. Look at Rona Birdfield, absolute workhorse, such an engine on her. Jones does a little stab through for Ellie Kildunn. Can't gather it. A change of play for Meg Jones. She has varied her play really nicely today, Meg Jones at 10.
Yeah, she's always scanning. I said it before, she's not scared to have a little run herself. She does put those wide passes in, but also nudge in behind. That's a good spot, and Ellie Kildunn's shown her pace and how dangerous she can be, so actually that's a foot race in there that 90% of the time she's going to win.
Not releasing in attack is a full penalty to Wasps here. Into this final 10 minutes, this will be a no moment to try and put this game to bed. They've got the line out.
It's the pressure training that everyone will be doing at their clubs, but that these moments where actually this is the line out, this one needs to work, need to seal this game off here.
And your stop gives the call. Muir. Her first line out throw, what a pressure one it is. So they make it easy for her, go to the front. Relatively easy, of course. Cooney takes it. 22 caps for Ireland. They go around the front. Miller Mills now. That close, Wasps. Go again. Is there a leg underneath it? Wasps think they've scored. Referee goes up with an arm. I think he's given it. Wasps are there. Great close work again off the back of the line out. And Wasps have pushed that lead out to 9 points.
they needed to get it, and they did. And I think, as you said, they went safe-ish at the line-out, so when at the front new hooker, they would just want to make sure, and then they relied on their forward plays, which have been really good so far this whole game. And actually, you know, we spoke a lot about their back line leading up into this, but actually forwards working hard, working on their short plays.
Massive pile of bodies on the far side. Thought Loughborough had repelled it with arms and legs underneath, but similar place to Eddie Kildunn scored. Mac Jones got that conversion. 2 scores away though. That's the important bit, isn't it? As far as Wasps are concerned.
Yeah, it just gives you that breathing space on it as well, and you're not playing with as much tension because it's just more than 1 score away. You can kind of relax slightly, or relax might be the wrong word, but just not be as tense.
Jones. Oh, she's got the kick. Fine conversion.
She'll be enjoying the England coaches watching this one. I've got this, right, but that's a great kick from the touchline there.
Yeah, it's a fine kick. Just extends that lead at the top of the point scoring chart as Meg Jones. You see who's underneath there. Down, sets off the England winger. Denver's so strong, reminds me of another powerful winger who might be very, very close by.
Do love a handoff.
We didn't notice.
Yeah.
Wasps now, you can see just a bit of confidence, but a surety to what they're doing now. They'll be aware though, won't they? Loughborough came back so strongly against Harlequins and come away with a win in the end, but finished the game so strongly. Quite taken by Helena Rowland. Good tackle as well from the England fly half. Miller Mills. Just got to get hold of that ball, and Wasps know it. McDonald tries to thread it through. Rowland is there. She can't hold on to the ball, she's not on her feet. Really has allowed that one to go through as Holtkamp. Scarrett.
No opportunity for tippy toes there though, sadly, as it made it out and can get another shot at it. There you go.
Little break, we'll just go back to the try. Let's try and work out who that try scorer is. We just let the ET up. Got a feeling it's had a Birdfield. Robbie ran a Birdfield. Got a couple against Saracens a few weeks back. 11-point lead now. Last few minutes of this game. They started the half so well, didn't they, Wasps, with that Ellie Kildunn try. They finished it really, really well. What do we think with a Burnfield try? They don't want to give this ball away. McDonald, try scorer last time they played Loughborough. But that time they lost to Loughborough here at Twyford Avenue. Not going to be the case today. Been a long wait for this W in the results column for Wasps against Loughborough Lightning. Talling looks to have turned that ball over. She has. They've got to go quickly. Helena Rowland knows that. Sets off. Who's with her though? Gives that ball. Svoboda. Ramsbottom. Jones. Start thinking about a player of the match for us. Cat Merchant, please.
Yes, sure. I mean, lots of contenders in there. I mean, you know, Dow's had a good game. You know, we've seen her pace. I think Older is someone who always really controls the ball as well, and people relax around her. But for me, we've spoken about her a bit this game, is Miller Mills. I think just her skill set. She's not just a ball carrier. She'll go in. We saw her at first receiver. We've seen her at 9. You know, just good contact skills. Yeah, definitely my player of the game, Miller Mills.
Harriet Miller-Mills, the player of the match, the Wasp number 8. There she is. That leadership she has as well. Softly spoken, quietly spoken, but one of those people you stand up and listen to when she does speak.
Yeah, I think if she's saying something, it's because it's something important and it comes up. She's not someone just that chats for the sake of it, so it's all relevant. So yeah, really great to see her back and building every game from a long injury, as you said. So yeah, great game today.
Koenig, front of that line out. Irish second row's had a good game. Yeah. Looking for try number 4 here, aren't they, Wasps? Not sure they'll get it because it's been turned over by Richmond. Illegally, says the referee, though. Wasps looking for the bonus point here. What a statement that would be.
Yeah, just to first of all chase the win and then to go for bonus point would just be, the icing on the cake for them.
Just wait. Good victory this for Wasps. Really hard fought, incredibly physical game. Really has been. Claudia McDonald just taps Harriet Miller-Mills, your player of the Matt Catch Merchant. Just wonder whether there might be just a back row move here.
Yeah, you'd think so in this kind of area, especially if they're, the two of them communicating, seeing what's going to happen.
That's a big blindside though. Miller-Mills does pick and goes. It's over that gain line. They arrive now though. Mitchelson, double centurion. 200 caps of Wasps. Unbelievable. Still there though for Wasps. They're holding it on. Celebrations from Loughborough, but Emily Scout knows that this game has gone. Clock on the screen here has gone past the 70-minute mark, gone into the red. It's a penalty, so we can't finish just yet. Got to finish after this line out. Go to touch, of course, you're allowed to take the line out from a penalty. They won't get that bonus point, or certainly not now anyway. Go for an intercept. Try and get the 4th try, I think. If we'd given Giselle Mather and the rest of the Wasps team a win against Loughborough here before the game started, I think she would have taken it.
Yeah, definitely, especially as the running of results previously. So they've really turned up. I think it's one of the most consistent performances I think we've seen from Wasps. They seem to build. We had a funny 20 minutes in the middle from both sides where there was lots of penalties and knock-ons, but aside from that, I think they've really grown in confidence. They know when to be patient, they know when to ramp up the speed and intensity, and a really good team performance they'll be happy with.
Yeah, and as you say, a team performance, some really good performances across the park. It would be that easy to choose the player of the match. Some good performances across the board. Jones trying to get something out of this game. Using bonus point would be on offer, but it's a long way for Loughborough to go. Have another penalty.
Creeping their way up the pitch.
Tippy-toeing
their way
up the field. Cat.
See, it's the word that just keeps on giving.
But they've not found their touch. They found Ellie Kill, done. And she goes downtown, right in the middle of the field, right into Loughborough's 22. Sure much time the referee's got on his clock, but it's Rona Lloyd. Tackled by Kwanzaa, and there's plenty of Wasp players around there. Your player of the match is there trying to turn that ball over. She's been a real nuisance to the breakdown. Whereas has found some space, needs to find a team out now. Finds Becky Noon. Menin. There's a chance given to Loughborough Lightning. They have an advantage now. referee's arm was out for a moment, allowing the advantage to play on. Up to the 10-metre line now, Loughborough, looking for a losing bonus point to be within 7 points. Here's Scarrett, little short ball, Savoda flicks it away for Ronan Lloyd. Amy Wilson-Hardy is there. Played well defensively, Amy Wilson-Hardy today.
Definitely stopped things coming through that channel.
Ball comes out, but Wasps offside. Another chance here.
And again, making their way another kind of 20 metres up the pitch at a time. They're not done yet. They're not giving up on this.
And all these points may well be important come the end of the season. Of course, when it comes to it, first will play fourth, second will play third. Coming into this round, and there'll be level on match points after this one. I've not got the abacus here to do the points difference for you. That can be done in the week, but there'll certainly be level on match points if Loughborough don't score here. They know that though, don't they? I just wonder whether Ellie Kildare would have been better to put that ball out on that far side. One last opportunity for Loughborough. Cat Merchant shaking her way in coldness through the dying embers of this game. You like some dying embers now, wouldn't you? Just to warm the cockles on.
Would be nice.
They've not taken the line out. Advantage from a knock on though from Cooney. Another mistake at the line out from Loughborough, and it's Wasps who take it by the full 4 points as well. No losing bonus point for Loughborough Lightning. It has been a very long time coming for Wasps. 3 years in fact since they beat Loughborough Lightning. They won here at Twyford Avenue 21 points to 10 with those 3 tries. Your final assessment for us then, Cat Merchant?
Just it shows for Wasps just when they put in that whole team performance, they've really got the whole package. You know, they do have that a pack that can steal the ball, that can, you know, do their carries and things like that close to the line, and they've got a back line that are dangerous as well. So brilliant from Wasps, and Loughborough will be kicking themselves a little bit for some of the earlier mistakes that they kind of made, but again a good performance by them. But yeah, I think they'll be looking back at what could have been with some of the plays.
Well, the key areas that they won this game in, Cat?
But Wasps, it was I think the control of the tempo, learning when to actually, right, we'll slow this down, we'll be patient, and when to actually just go, right, let's have a go. They're running it out their 22, they're getting it wide to their danger players, and that was I think where they've changed from at the start of the season, watching them play where it was all high tempo. I think that mixture really suits them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Pat, we'll have a look back at the highlights for the whole of this game now. Kat, you can take us through that, and I'm going to whiz down and try and get Harriet Miller-Mills, the player of the match, and have a word with her. All yours, Kat.
All mine, yeah. So starting off early after we spoke about a lovely line break from Dow, and then just a good finish here, getting low and tight and go into those training moves that they know so well to get over and score in this area. And there's that balance of play. Claudia McDonald really slowing it down, waiting until Miller-Mills is in place and playing in there. And then Loughborough strike back with the opposite. Okay, Roland moving it out wide to Lloyd, and good finish, pins her ears back and gets over the try line. And great spot there from Roland, just and the confidence as well to move it that wide and on your own on your try line under pressure. Then Loughborough, after a few attempts of driven line out, finally get it right and get over the line, and you can see how much it kind of means to them. Just such a tight game. And here's that break from Dow again. Good footwork, good ability to get through and then offload. And if there's someone you want on the end of it, it's that lady there, Ellie Kildun. As we said, just 21, and the pace she can put on that ball and support play to put Wasps even further in the lead. Two danger players that definitely the England coaches will be happy to see linking together in club. And then the one that we're not sure which player it is. I think Johnny thought it might have been Rowena Burnfield at the bottom of there, scoring for the forwards. So you can see Wasps on their feet as well. They're just going to be delighted with that win. They've been building on it, and they said they've been working on their fitness, and I think that was something you could really see in today's performance. And as Johnny said as well, so difficult to pick player of the match, because I think actually all of them just put in a shift and worked well. And hopefully Johnny will get hold of Harriet Miller-Mills and be able to interview her as player of the match.
Harriet, it's been a long time, a victory over Loughborough Lightning. I think I make it 3 years. How good does that feel?
Good. There's nothing more to say, is that, isn't it? No, that was a hard game. We didn't know what to expect from them in terms of, but we knew it was going to be a battle for from first half and second half. So I'm so glad we won. It's
You've just been together as a squad there, and some whoops and cheers. What exactly just been said by Giselle Mather?
It was more our captain. She's a hero. She was just basically said in the changing room, we want more from you. Every single time you get up, we want more, and we'll get from 4th to 3rd, and then we cheered basically because we're 3rd now. We're no longer 4th, so it's great for the squad. Like, we've got an awesome squad of girls, and I think it's just taken a few games for us to come together. But you see in the set piece, like all the backs are starting to work now. So yeah, we're getting payoff for all the hard work in pre-season Giselle puts us through.
You alluded to it slightly there. Do you think that's the Wasps' most complete performance of the season so far?
Yeah, it's the closest. There's still a lot of errors out there, and like just shape, things like that, but definitely the closest that we've come to like a perfect game. And just like following the structure, listening to Meg and Claude, who basically drove us around the park today.
And you personally, Cat Merchant's player of the match.
Oh, what a hero!
It's
Thank
just
you.
brilliant to see you back on the park. How much is a ridiculous question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How good is it to be back out there and firing on almost all cylinders?
Fantastic. I think the game's changed so much since before. I was like a fun player that like ran out in the wide channels, got to run, and I think the game's come on so much. The physicality's gone through the roof, and I think I've had to change my game a little bit in order to stay actually getting selected. But no, it's so much fun being out there, especially with the girls, especially a win as well.
Yeah, just finally, Harry, you're going to win the cup or the league in this month or even next month. But how important is it to beat the likes of Loughborough, who are going to be there or thereabouts, you think, come the end of the shake-up?
It's always, and then you've got people like Gloucester, and even Exeter last week showed they had potential to. They really pushed us in the first and the second half. So it's key that we beat Loughborough, and then it's almost a belief system that we can then believe that we can put points on the likes of Quinns and Xaries when we've come so close in the past. Whereas today, I think we just kept on and on at them and didn't relent, basically.
Well, congratulations
Thank
to
you so
and
much.
the team. Really good to see you back out there. You're player of the match. Many congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks,
I'm not online anyway.
Mills in excellent mood there at the end of this game. The England coaches, Scott Beeman and Simon Middleton, here to watch that one. That was yet again a brilliant advert for the Allianz Premier 15s. Two sides, so much skill, so much physicality, just touching on test match level at times. Hope you enjoyed it. But Wasps have beaten Loughborough here. It's been a long time coming, 3 years in all. Hope you enjoyed watching, hope you're enjoying being back at your rugby clubs and back playing rugby. From us all here at Twyford Avenue, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Rock with me, all my girls with me.
Out towards Chloe Rolly, wonderful step from the Scotland international, gliding away, running away, sprinting away, stunning score!
Lewis on the wraparound. This might work out for Thompson. They're going to put a little bit more on it, and then they're over.
Large on the ball, lovely flighted pass, Tatiana Hurd with a straight line, streaking towards the try line in the opening minute. She spills away, dives over the line, wonderful try from Tatiana Hurd.
Megan Gunner puts the afterburners on. Shot in Harris. 2-on-1 is Lydia Thompson. Oh no, you're not going to catch Lydia Thompson from there. Scott. Oh, it's intercepted by Emily Scarrett. They won't catch Emily Scarrett from there. The long legs just eating up the ground. Oh, Chloe Rowley's making her way back, but she won't catch her. Emily Scarrett has been on fire.
Carson again, she's having an absolute stormer of a second half. The Canadian international still going, gets the offload out. Lottie Clark bursts away from the tackles, gives it off. Carson again, looks around the outside, Packer for the hat-trick. What a score from Saracens. What a comeback.
Rock with me, all my girls with me. Rock with me.
Turnover by Malloy. And McDonald sets off. Claudia McDonald. Mack is back and in fine style. Oh, it's a fine fine strike. Marston controlling brilliantly. That Bristol pack going forward. It's a penalty try. Oh, now there's a gap. Burgess